Hey everyone, and welcome to a tutorial on how to turn this ugly and choppy and with background to something like this. Swag. Hey everyone, my name is Nicolas, also known as Nicolas, and this opportunity is going to be showing you guys how to set the best Cinema 4D render settings for your Cinema 4D. I already said that. So this will work perfectly for your Cinema 4D, stiff rigs, blocks, your, I don't know, everything Minecrafty will work just fine. These render settings, remember, these settings are universal, so every single computer should be able to process them and render them, and really fast and with really cool shadows and stuff. Take in count that not all computers support Cinema 4D, so they're plain. So you might need to get some better computer if you have something like not that powerful to support 3D. In my case, I'm using a laptop. It's pretty decent and I think works just fine. It's just Intel Core HD graphics 4000, 6 gigs of RAM. I think your computer will make it. If you're into too deep in the gaming community, you might have some powerful gear in your hands. So basically, let's get started. First off, you want to get Cinema 4D and Photoshop. Those are the two programs we're gonna use. In the case you use GIMP or Paint.net, doesn't matter. If you know how to use the tools, you might get the idea I'm trying to do. Yeah, pretty much that. We're gonna use Photoshop and we're gonna use Cinema 4D. First, let's get into it. First off, you wanna get a rig or anything that might be Minecrafty and might be rendered HD, such as blocks, any type of render, any type of rig, and doesn't matter if you have your own rig. I'm using width lines. It's like my favorite one for now. Shall I buy any chicks? Nothing wrong with you with line, but it's just my preferences. Yeah, you will start off with something like this if you open your rig, but we're not focused on the rig right now. We're just gonna focus in the render settings. So yeah, let's get into it. First off, you wanna get here and render settings. That basically is the place where all the magic just happens. Here's the place where you're stiff, we'll stop looking something like this, ugly and choppy, to something cool and swaggy like the one I showed before. So let's get into it. First off, you wanna click output. The output is just the way the width and height the file is gonna be rendered. There are two possibilities. Pretty much depends on you. Okay? The first off is 1920 by 1080. This is just the general HD size of everything, a computer, a laptop, resolution size for TV, but we're not going for the simple things. We're going for the most HD things you could ever render in your computer. So we're gonna go with 2560 by 1440. If this is the best resolution you can do in a image. I mean, if you render it bigger, you'll lag, your C4D might crash, and it's not HD. I mean, it will be HD, but it won't work like perfectly in Photoshop, for example, in your graphics, and none of that. So this is the perfect size for you and for your graphics. It's up to you, as I said. It's up to you if you want to set it like that, 1920 by 1080 or 2560 by 1440. I highly recommend you to use this if you want to get the best settings, because if you're here, it's because you want the best settings. So let's do it like that and like that, and you will get the best settings. Pretty much, you want to set this to 72 dpi. That's like perfect. You won't need more than that. It's going to be super HD. You won't move the rest. I mean, this is the FPS, the frame rate, and the current frame you want to use. For example, if you're into too deep into animations, you might know that, for example, you set this to 1 or 0 if you want to start the animation before, to not to lose frames, and then you're gonna set it to 80 90, but we don't need that, so we're gonna just set it as default. Next off, we have Save tab. This is just where you're gonna save your renders and your finished works. For example, if you get your stiff rig already rendered, you can save it. But it's my personal preferences. It's just for you. You can save it whatever you want. For example, you can save it, I don't know, desktop, and you can name it lol. I don't know. It will save it as lol. Okay, you will save it in your desktop. The problem is that, for example, if you keep this there, every single render will override to the other one. So I really suggest you guys to turn this off, like here, off, and then go here in format and type and go to PNG. PNG is basically the best file format you can use for graphics, for, I don't know, your videos. If you have watermarks, it's just perfect. It's perfect. You will only need just like transparency program, like a program that allows transparency. It's just Game, Photoshop, and Paint.net. There are a lot more, but I don't know. Just those are the ones I know. They're good. And yeah, basically that. Just leave this, all of this, still right there. Keep this unchecked. And here, this is important. If you don't have this, both of these boxes checked, you won't have transparency. For example, if your second layer of your skin, it won't work. You see? For example, if you have like a hat in your skin, it won't work. We will have like a black thingy weird in the head, and you wouldn't. And we don't like that. We just want perfect renders. So we just want to keep that right there. Then a multi-pass, you don't need that. Anti-aliasing. You just want to set this to best, and 1 times 1 and 4 times 4. You can set it to times 2, but I prefer 1.1 times 1 because it's just the minimum level you can have in your anti-aliasing on the image will be more than a cubic sense to the image. Like, will be perfect. Will be like, we'll have a really cool level of depth and a lot of stuff I don't understand by now, but set it as just like this. And here, if you want, I mean, it's up to you. You can change stuff to see like, okay, I like to limit the shadows, but I don't like to have default light. It's up to you. I mean, just move it, play with it, learn, and see what's better for your renders. I pretty much have it set to the default. It won't make any big difference. So if you want, you can copy this, but it's the default, so you already have it. Here in Stir's topic, you don't need it at all. So yeah, pretty much that. You don't need those at all. So next up, we're gonna go with the effects. I just opened my Minecraft PNG preset so you guys can see what I have. Basically, if you see, for example, okay, now let's go to effects right now. First off, you wanna click Depth in Field. Depth in Field is just where your image gets like the cool depth in the image, for example, such as the eyes, mouth, hands, if you have those in your rig. So basically, it will work just will work perfect. So you wanna click Depth in Field, and you wanna set this to 3 and 60. Those are the settings I use. I think it's perfect. It won't have anything more than that, so you won't have that much blur in the background if you're using a setup. But if you're not, well, it won't make any difference. But for example, if you're in a big setup and you have something transparent that have like depth, like you see a leaf or a palm, a hand, a palm of the hand, you'll see that it has a lot of different levels, and you will. And some of them look like blur, and some, I don't know what I'm saying, but it's just how you see the depth of the image, and you want to set this to 60 and 3. Then we want to go to ambient occlusion. Sorry, ambient occlusion. There we go. So this is pretty cool. To start off, you want to set this to 1 in minimum samples and maximum samples to 200. Basically, you will get something like this. Will be like weird, but you want to set this to 1 and 200. This will make like the minimum and maximum sample, so you won't get any more no more shadow than the one you need, and won't look like a lot of points, like a lot of weird points in the shadows, but you will get something will render pretty fast. You will get transparency, for example, the second layer if you have one, and then we got the quality will be more HD because you have the ambient, like the, for example, if you have lights, if you have I don't know, sun, the light of the sun, if you have a bulb, well, you know, these ones. So basically, just want to say that it's gonna be pre HD, and be sure to have this checked. Evaluate transparency is gonna be really important for you to check this, because if you have something transparent in the image and in the depth, like in the ambient, for example, the light, for example, if you have, I don't know, if you have your mouth open and you want the light to enter to your mouth, like the effect of going to light, it will work just fine, and you will have the transparency of the light, so you won't have like a real weird solid light thingy, and will be really HD. Then we got global illumination. You don't want to move anything in here. I mean, all of these tabs, they're like weird, and you really don't need it. Now, if you use global illumination, you must use lights. The reason for that is because without global illumination and without lights, it won't work. For example, if you use global illumination without lights, it won't render. It will render like a really weird black screen, and will be like it won't even render your skin. I mean, it's pretty poop, pretty much. So let's try it out. For example, we got our renders. You see, it says it's rendering. You see it's rendering, but it's not. It's just orange dots moving around, and you can't even see it. So that's not the thing we want. We just want to set global illumination and have it right there. We're gonna go in lighting in a second, okay? Well, now that we're here, we're gonna make a really cool pose with our stiff, just to, you know, just to get a nice setup here. Just the hand, their hand like hi, no, their hand like this, their hand like this, and their hand like watcha, like there. We wanna move this a little bit. Now we got a really cool stiff. You see? It's a really cool stiff. There we go. This is okay, now just leave it to the end, okay? Here you have stiff rig. You might be like, okay, I render it. What is wrong with this thing? It does not render. It's about the thing I just told you. You need the lightning. So to do the lightning, you just need to do the following. I'm in R13 version. If you have R12, will be like or posterior versions. You might have like a really cool splash white yellow thing here, but I have a bulb, so I'm just gonna go and click light right here. This is gonna be just the base, because this is not the main light we're gonna use. The main light is right here. You click like this little floor thingy, and you click physical sky. You see it's super bright, it's super cool, and you see this little thing. I don't end to understand what this is, but it's just perfect. So now let's do the following. Let's do this. Let's remove this one. Remove. This one does not have settings. This one have settings. Let's check which one is better. Let's choose render settings. You see it renders almost instantly. You see? It's like, see this. You see like the borders are pretty choppy. Like you see it's like pretty weird. It's like you don't get it completely at all. You don't get like the shading at all. But now, prepare for your magic. When you get your setting done, you will get a better rendering. You see that? You see that beast of rendering? This is gonna be HD. Basically, guys, those are the settings you need to get a perfect quality for your rigs, for your stiff rigs, and for your objects, for your blocks, for everything. Okay? Now, I'm gonna show you something with the second layer when this is done rendering. So, for example, you have your own you have your own skin. It has a second layer. For example, I'm gonna open mine, my full copyright. Just kidding. You can use it if you want. Let's use I don't know, this one. No. Okay, here we go. This is one of my skins. So we're just gonna change a little bit the colors so we can have more epicness. So you see this one has a second layer, right? Let's turn the camera. So you see it has a second layer. Basically, the second layer is just the head layer of your skin. It will work. It will be pretty cool. So if, for example, is this on rendering yet? Oh my God! You see that quality? Jesus, that's 100 times better than the previous one. You see this little shadow here? That is because of the sun. And you see here, barely has shadows. I mean, just here, just here, just here, just here, and here you will get an awesome quality. This, I feel, in my personal opinion, this render settings are. I just play with it. I just found a lot of tutorials. I learned by myself, and I found out this render settings are epic. I mean, if I might put the title epic render settings. I don't know why, but it's perfect. Now, when this is done rendering, I will continue with the Photoshop setup using the second layer. Because there's a thing with the second layer that I'm gonna show you how to fix. I think we can wait. It's not taking that long. So you see, there's something real cool. Let me scroll here. You see that the eyes, it's like blocky, you know, and here, you see the difference? My God, that's a lot of difference. This one has shadows in the mouth. This one has, oh my God, it's a lot of difference. Okay, there we go. Here you have the previews. This one is just perfect. This one looks more cartoony, and this one looks like more epic. Okay, so we're gonna render our character here. It has the same pose and same stuff, but yeah. See you guys when it's rendered. Okay. Now that it's done rendering, you might see this. It's like a weird square in the top of my head. You might be wondering what that is. What is that? Well, that's the second layer block, kind of block, that it's in your head when you render it with second layer. Now we want to save this image as renders. Let's go renders, untitled. It doesn't matter at all. So we have that clear. Hope you guys understand it, and let's close Cinema 4D. Now we're going to Photoshop. Here's where the cool project magic occurs. First off, you want to drag the image you just rendered. Let's check. Let's add a new layer and let's paint it. You see, here's like a really weird square at the side of your skin. Okay, we're about to fix it. Now, remember Photoshop users? You might know this, but you just wanna click, bam, and bam, bam. Okay, it's gone. You see, it's really fast. Now, you will see some little imperfections here. You'll just go ahead and erase them using your eraser, all the tools that you like. I mean, that is up to you. I mean, I will just take my eraser and then we'll just use my my thing to delete the white pixels. They're like annoying. They're like a little bit annoying. So we're just gonna do this, There we go. I no longer have those. This is a really small detailing thingy. You don't need to do this. I mean, you will barely see this, but it's just my personal thing to do it. Because, well, I don't really like to have those weird lines, you know. They suck. They are poop. So you need to delete them so you can have really nice result with this. So yeah, pretty much. If you see it, if I delete this, is perfectly HD, so I'm just gonna go and drag a wallpaper. I don't know, some wallpaper. I don't know, maybe no, I don't know. These valley. It's just a test, something. I made that one. You see here, there's no longer any cubic thingy. It's perfect. It's just perfect. So guys, this is the tutorial on how to set the best and HD render settings for your Steve rigs. Hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to leave a like if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate all the things you do for me, and yeah, without further ado, see you later. Bye bye.